Today we're diving into the absurd anatomy and stratospheric powers of Omnimanica Nolan Grayson for those in the know. Imagine a guy who looks human but is basically a disguised alien war tank. He's got enough strength to rip buildings from the ground like they're Lego blocks, flies fast enough to circle the Earth in less than a second, and boasts nearly indestructible durability. But don't think he's all muscle and speed. The guy also employs brutal combat strategies, has an impressive healing factor, and even some very specific weaknesses. So, let's break down this incredible character and understand why he's a cosmic destruction machine. First, let's talk about his strength. Omni-Man's power is so over the top that a single punch can pack hundreds of thousands of tons. He's ripped the head off a giant alien with one hand and obliterated an entire planet with one coordinated blow. For comparison, if the Hulk can withstand 150 billion tons in the comics, Omni-Man operates in the millions of tons, enough to destroy mountains with just the shockwave from his movements. Moreover, he possesses something called adaptive strength, meaning the greater the challenge, the stronger he becomes. For instance, in a confrontation against an opponent using artificial gravity technology, he doubled his initial strength to counter the increased gravitational pressure. This shows he's not just a brute, he adjusts his physical limits as needed. And check out this duality. He can cradle a baby gently enough not to harm it, yet at the same time crush a spaceship with the other hand as if it were aluminum foil. That mix of brutality and precision makes him a fascinating character. Now, speaking of speed, Omni-Man isn't just strong, he's insanely fast. He flies at hypersonic speeds, crossing continents in seconds. In combat, he gets close to the speed of light, around 80% of it. If you tried to run in front of him, you wouldn't even see him. You'd only feel a sonic explosion demolishing everything around you. Thanks to his accelerated perception, he processes information in fractions of a second, meaning that even while moving at impossible speeds, he can still see, hear, and react as if everything were in slow motion. Imagine this. In a battle against multiple foes at once, he calculates the trajectory of every attack, anticipates movements, and neutralizes all adversaries before they even realize they're under attack. That combination of physical and mental speed makes him an almost unbeatable fighter. He can walk into a room full of heavily armed soldiers and walk out unscathed, while all his enemies hit the ground before they even pull the trigger. But what really impresses is his invulnerability. Omni-Man's skin is denser than diamond. Bullets, lasers, nuclear bombs, they just tickle him. He's survived in outer space without a suit and faced giant meteors without so much as a blink. Compared to Superman, who has kryptonite as his weakness, Omni-Man only fears internal attacks, like a bomb in the throat, or specific toxins engineered against Viltrumites. Additionally, his mental resilience is astounding. Attempts at psychological manipulation or brainwashing simply don't work on him. He's even faced powerful telepaths who tried to control his mind, but his willpower is so immense that he just bounced off those external influences. Another interesting detail is his subcutaneous energy layer, an invisible barrier that absorbs extreme impacts and disperses the energy throughout his body, reducing the damage he takes. This explains why he can endure attacks from spaceships or even nuclear explosions and still keep on fighting. Speaking of recovery, Omni-Man's healing factor is another jaw-dropping aspect. Superficial wounds heal in seconds, and internal organs regenerate even if they're crushed. He lives for thousands of years without significant aging, and his advanced cellular memory allows him to quickly repair both physical and mental traumas. For example, if he suffers a severe injury affecting his reasoning or memory, his body automatically restores these functions in just minutes. He can even share his regenerative cells with others, saving gravely injured allies by transferring some of his vital energy to them. Sure, it comes at a cost to him, but it's proof that despite his violent nature, he still has an altruistic side. Furthermore, he makes interstellar journeys without a spaceship. He covers light years in just days and can transport others with him during these trips without them suffering from oxygen deprivation or extreme temperatures. He's even carried entire armies across galaxies, ensuring everyone arrives alive at their destination. He also has a technique called partial teleportation, which lets him jump short distances instantaneously. This ability is especially handy in combat, allowing him to appear behind an enemy before they have a chance to react. But of course, he has his weaknesses. There are toxins specifically designed to weaken Viltrumites, rendering him vulnerable. Internal attacks can also kill him if someone manages to penetrate his skin and hit vital organs. He bleeds just like any human. Additionally, he can become physically exhausted after prolonged battles or excessive use of his abilities. He deeply values his honor and reputation, so attacks that question his morality or make him appear weak can affect his mental state, rendering him less effective in combat. He also possesses superhuman senses. He can detect subtle vibrations in his environment, identify dangers before they occur, and sense changes in the gravitational field or ambient temperature. His vision is so sharp that he can see clearly in low-light conditions and spot minute details from afar. His hearing is so sensitive that he can pick up sounds beyond the range of normal human perception, such as underground vibrations or distant conversations. He's led armies in galactic wars, combining brute force with intelligent tactics. Despite his brutality, he shows loyalty and respect for those he deems worthy, and he's even displayed compassion for both humans and aliens, especially when he sees something valuable in them. In the comics, there are hints that Viltrumites have the potential for even greater cosmic abilities, though this hasn't been fully explored with Nolan. Some examples include gravitational manipulation, where he can temporarily alter the gravity around him to crush enemies, or move faster, and a latent connection to cosmic forces, though this is more evident in other members of his race. Comparing him to other iconic characters, Omni-Man is more violent and less ethical than Superman, yet he's inferior in raw strength and cosmic abilities. Against Homelander, he'd crush his opponent in 2 seconds, something even the producers of The Boys confirm. However, against Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, it would be a tough fight depending on the circumstances. Thanos would have the upper hand with his cosmic powers, but Nolan could cause major problems before being defeated. So, to sum it up, Omni-Man is a biological monster with questionable ethics, but there's no denying it. He's a cosmic-scale destruction machine. If he ever showed up on Earth, you'd better pray to be on his side or have Superman nearby. We hope that this detailed analysis of Omni-Man has given you a comprehensive view of his abilities, powers, and character complexity. If you found this content useful or interesting, please consider supporting our work by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us continue bringing you in-depth analyses like this one. We'd love to hear your opinion. In your view, would Omni-Man be able to face other comic book giants like Superman or Thanos? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could further enrich the discussion. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.